Oh, that last segment was a lot of fun. So let's get right back to our top story, the testimony of the anti-Trump texting FBI agent Peter Strzok on Capitol Hill today. I think it just wrapped up 5 minutes ago. That thing never ended. To discuss, we're joined by the president's top lawyer in the Mueller probe, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Rudy, this was like a marathon today, and there was a lot of silliness in this hearing. The Democrats were pulling out all these parliamentary tricks, and they were talking about kids in cages. I mean, they were back to the immigration. I don't know what that had anything to do with what was going on, but Strzok started off his testimony today with a prepared statement, and it was almost as if he was projecting himself to be this great savior of the representative democracy that we have. Let's watch.
In the summer of 2016, we had an urgent need to protect the integrity of an American presidential election from a hostile foreign power determined to weaken and divide the United States of America. This investigation is not politically motivated. It is not a witch hunt. It is not a hoax.
Superman.
Well, I mean, with the text saying that he had to stop Trump, he had a whole secret plan to stop him, the names he called Trump. He should never have been involved in the investigation. We shouldn't have to worry whether he was biased or not. If I were running that investigation, I never would have let a partisan like that, nor would I have hired Jim Quarles or Weissman or the other people that Mueller has hired, who have donated money to Hillary, cried because she lost, been found to be some of the most unethical prosecutors in the history of the Justice Department, particularly Weissman. You go hire an unethical prosecutor to investigate the President of the United States? Well, you're going to get an unethical investigation.
But today he kept saying when he was pressed about these text messages, at one point they made him read his own text messages, which
he doesn't remember.
But he said, well, yes, I wrote those words, but that was late night texting, and you have to know the whole context. It's like the words were there, he wrote them, but he doesn't want to own them.
But I think he said he didn't remember the Stop Trump one.
Yeah.
But then he can't remember his intent if he doesn't remember doing it.
Apparently we have a lot of forgetful FBI agents up there, Rudy.
I will tell you, I spoke to about 5 former FBI agents tonight, including a former high-ranking one, very high-ranking. They're glad because they see him as a complete renegade, a complete scoundrel, and a criminal. He's not an FBI agent, and every organization has some really bad people. This guy is a really bad guy, and the reason the Democrats look so bad is they were stupidly defending him. That whole thing about, well, I'm innocent, like your former Democratic guest here. I'm innocent because I didn't leak illegally.
That's what Zoe Lofgren was saying. She said, look, none of it came out. They could have leaked this information. Lofgren and so many others said
they also could have shot Trump. I mean, it is not a defense to this crime that you didn't commit another one. It's not a defense to bank robbery that he didn't hold up the candy store. I mean, I could have held up the candy store. And look, I wasn't the one that held up the bank. I mean, that's a ridiculous defense.
By the way,
pathetic for an FBI agent. The guy's also arrogant, smug.
He reminded me a lot of Jim Comey.
The deplorable. We're all deplorable.
The smell of the Walmart. We don't have the smell of
guy.
No, the smell of the Walmart. They said, well, you said that when you went down to southern Virginia or rural Virginia, you could smell the Trump supporters. And he said, oh, no, that was just... He didn't want to say it was another.
In other words,
way of
all those
saying,
things that he secretly tweeted or he secretly wrote in his text, he didn't really believe. He was writing it for fun. He wants us to believe that. Meanwhile, he instigates an investigation of the President of the United States, then a candidate, totally baseless. To this day, they can't find a single bit of evidence that ties President Donald Trump to any kind of collusion.
What's the progress on Mueller?
The progress is that the Mueller investigation is falling apart of its own weight.
They're hiring more people. They hired five more people, some more cyber guys. And they said that's a sign that they're really
They can hire 10 more people. With this kind of support, like Mueller fires him but never finds out the extent of his taint. To this day, we don't know the taint that he created in that investigation since he started it. That's the investigation we're dealing with right now, with a bunch of people who had the same political views he has.
They found out that Mueller did not, in fact, that came out today, did not, in fact, ask any questions about his texts when he departed.
So I have an assistant U.S. attorney when I was U.S. attorney. He's writing horrible things about the defendant or the subject of the investigation. And he's with about 10 other people. And I don't find out what he said to them, what he did, who he interviewed.
What does that tell you about Mueller?
What it tells me is Mueller is asleep at the switch. It's being run by the same kind of Hillary partisans that he is. the same kind of horrible person that he is, with this attitude about deplorable Americans like you and me. And they will frame Donald Trump, which is one of the reasons that they're trying to set a perjury trap for him. And thank God we're tough enough to smell that out.
What do you think about the fact that we found out today that Strzok still has a security clearance?
I think it's disgraceful, and I am ashamed of the Justice Department today. Why aren't they moving against this guy? Why does he still have a security clearance?
Well, there's a Democrat said he should get a Purple Heart, he said today.
Is he still getting paid?
I don't know.
I think he's suspended. I think he's still
I guess he's still getting paid.
You are paying, and I are paying his salary. And the guy is maybe the most flawed FBI agent since the guys who spied for the Soviet Union.
Any closer to an agreement with Mueller of some kind of limited questioning?
Probably further away.
Further away.
When you see this kind of thing, you're a lawyer. Would you work your client into a kangaroo court with guys who donated $36,000 to his opponent, cried at a loss party, represented the scoundrel who broke the heart?
I never understood the people who thought Trump should ever testify before this Mueller thing. I mean, maybe written questions to certain questions.
If you have an objective group of people that you can persuade, of course you consider testifying. But if you have people that are like him, they don't even.
He's gone though. Now they have a whole.
But they don't. They have never unraveled the taint that he created. Nor do we know about the texts of the people that are there right now. I want to see their texts in 2016. What did they write about Donald Trump? Do they think I'm a deplorable and you're a deplorable and the president is, and the 80 million people that voted for him? I want to know that.